Hey guys, it is me again, as you can see again. See guys, I'm looking on my Sharpie. Got to use my orange Sharpie. Today is Friday, March the 2nd. I believe that's right. Let me check my computer here and see. Yep. Makes it day 62 on our Daily Bread 2012 project. So anyway guys, it is so good to be here as always. I've been trying to get to make this video guys for the last hour. Oh, excuse me. I wanted to get this in and get in the bed, to be honest about it. I had my time limit set for 12 more minutes to be in the bed, and I'm not going to make it. I've got to get up early in the morning. We're supposed to, if the weather's not bad, go pick up garbage for the church, like I told you all, to try to raise money for the church. So, and when you know it, guys, the devil's already attacking me, trying to, don't get me wrong. I'm happy for the business. You know, we got busy today. We've got quite a bit of work sitting down there to do. That's kind of my problem. We've not had a busy Saturday in forever. Wouldn't you know, the Saturday that I'm not going to be able to be there, period, is the Saturday that I've literally got one car sitting there that the battery keeps draining on. It's got a draw. It's draining the battery dead. I've got to try to find that draw. I've got one sitting there with a cooling system problem. One sitting there with a security problem. I don't know, and I've got more than that. That's just the three I can think of off the top of my head. And I'm just going to have to tell these people, and some of them have, well, all of them have already been here a day or two. So, you know, I hate to tell people, you know, sorry, it's going to be another day or two before I can even look at it. But, you know, I don't know what to do. I can't flake, you know, I can't. You know, I mean, if it rains or something, we have to postpone the garbage picking up. That's fine. We've got almost 3 more weeks before we're going to get paid for it anyway. So they said, you know, anytime between now and those 3 weeks, you can do it. To be honest, I kind of wish that it would, you know, rain or whatever, so we, you know, so we could put it off. But, you know, it's just whatever, you know, whatever the Lord leads us to do. So, but, you know, it's just kind of aggravating that the one Saturday that I need to be there, you know, at work is a Saturday I can't be there. So, anyway, guys, it is good to be here. I did get to draw payday today, so praise the Lord for that. He gave us miracles today. We didn't sell the motorcycle. We didn't, you know, sell the stuff that I needed to sell. That guy never even came back. But you know, you never know. He said he had to work today, and he's a coal miner, and I think you know, he had to. He said he didn't know what time he'd be back today because of, you know, what time he'd get off work, what time he got up, or what. You know, you never know. He may walk in tomorrow. You know, he may have just, you know, had to sleep more today or had to work later or something. So, you know, I'm still praying for that. But the Lord did let us, you know, have enough paying jobs. And the guy that owed me $400 and some for a job, he come picked his up and paid. So, thank the Lord for that stuff. I did get to draw a paycheck. So I do praise the Lord for that. I really do. So if it's weather, man, or whatever, straighten up. You know, I really think that business is starting to pick up pretty good. It's just, you know, the weather. We've had storms today. I know you guys have heard about the people, and there were some people in Kentucky got trapped in a school or something they went to for a shelter, you know, and a tornado hit, and there was people killed in Ohio and Indiana and Kentucky. I mean, just storms, just tornadoes everywhere. They had us under tornado warnings tonight, you know. Just wild times. So, you know, if that would ever straighten up. And the funny thing is, like I said, it was almost 70 today. It's supposed to be a high of only 50 tomorrow. Maybe not even that much. Sunday's supposed to be in the 30s for a high. And I think Sunday and Monday both are giving chances of snow. And it was 70 degrees today. So, it's just kooky weather going up and down, I tell you. It gets to you. So, anyway, so let's see. Well, I wanted to cover that. So, yeah. Let's see. I guess let's see. Oh, yeah. I knew I had something I was going to ask you guys for. I forgot it. I don't know how many of you guys wear glasses out there. Many of you guys that wear glasses and have worn them for a long time. My glasses, right here on the inside corner there, it's got something on it, like a build up. I mean, it's kind of built up over time, and I think it may be clear coat because I didn't notice it till I started painting stuff out here. I don't know if it's clear coat. It's kind of funny because it's only on this one lens. It's not on the other one. But, you know, that's what it looks like. It's like a clear coat or something it's got on there and dried. Do you guys know of anything that you can get stuff off your glasses with like that won't hurt the glass? Uh, you know, I was going to, well, I'm not going to lie about it. I took lacquer thinner and dabbed on the end of a rag and just kind of wiped on it, and it really didn't do anything. You know, I didn't want to rub too hard or do too much. I said, you know, I don't want to eat the glass out of it. But do any of you guys know of anything that you can use to clean your glasses with like that to get, if it is paint or whatever off, that won't eat the glass up? Or I'm going to try to have them one of the places up here in town that's you know, make glasses and stuff. I'm going to try to have Mom call one day this week and see if you can take them up there and have them buffed. You know, I know some places can do that. You know, they'll buff them and clean them up for you and that kind of deal. So, but if any of you guys know of anything that I can use, put on like a Q-tip or something and try to get that off these glasses, something that you know, that you've used before, something that won't eat the glass up, or you know, I know these things are actually, I guess, plastic, some form of plastic now. They're not glass, but it'd be better if they were glass because that way they wouldn't. Or I'm assuming they're not glass. I don't know what they are, but anyway, glass would be easier to fool with because then you wouldn't have to worry about something melting it. But anyway, just let me know that, guys. Rob, brother Rasdy from Meta, I don't know if you watch these videos of mine or not. I know you're always faithful to watch and comment on my you know, like my painting videos and that type of stuff. I know you're a GM guru, so if you do watch this, message me, brother, if you can. I've got a Grand Am down there, and I don't even remember what year model it is. It's around the year 2000. That either the pass lock center is out of it, or I think it's the pass lock center because that's from my experience what goes bad in these cars most of the time. You know how the security light will come on and it won't let the car start. You know, and you can turn the key on for 10 minutes and it'll start up, and you know, may work 10 starts or may work 1,000. You know, that kind of deal. But of course, like a big dummy, I've got to reading on the internet, and I read a lot of people talking about that it's actually the resistance through the key switch that will, you know, your key switch will start kind of burning up, arcing over, you know, and the resistance changes through it. So a lot of people say, well, if you put a pass lock sensor in it and don't put a new key switch in it, it won't fix it. So if you do watch this, brother, message me with kind of your experience on that. If you've ever run into that, if you've you know, if you know anything about that. So let's see, guys. Haven't said that. Haven't said that. Oh, I just made you guys just a little short vid. I painted my furnace door out there, so I took a shot of it real quick. I'm not going to upload it, guys, because till tomorrow or maybe even Sunday, because I'm going to try to cut and buff the stupid thing tomorrow if I can. I don't know why I call it stupid thing, but it's not stupid. I actually think it looks good, and I think you guys will like it. But I'm going to try to cut and buff it tomorrow, and I'm going to make, you know, a video of after, you know, kind of a before and after deal, and show you guys both of it, put it together. So they were supposed to order me a 3-inch mini polishing kit at the parts house and got it in today. You know, I wanted something smaller, something 3-inch or something, to where when you've got stuff that's, you know, it's maybe this big, something you've got to cut and buff. You know, it's hard when you're buffing something, especially something that you can pick up and move, and it's just this big. With that big buffer, you know, you can't hold it down, and you're going across it, and it'll catch and sling it off the table or whatever you've got it on. So I noticed Milo. I've seen him using a 3-inch, the smaller buffing stuff, and Velvet Ham, I've seen him using it. So they had one in one of their books on sale for like 99 bucks or something, you know, the whole little kit. So I told him to get it for me. I don't know if it came in or not. I went down there to get it, but I went to get some other stuff. I actually went to get a quart of clear, and I got my clear, and the boy that the guy that actually runs the place ordered it for me. Well, he wasn't there at the moment, so the other guys didn't know what I was talking about, and they didn't know if it was in or not. They kind of looked around there a second and couldn't find it, so they said, well, come back when Donald's back. I never did get to go back, guys, because we got so busy at work, but that's another story, guys. I got whooped this season. I got wore out. 4 o'clock, we had to start on a brake job, and of course, Dad said all day we had to check the brakes on this Yukon. And I told him, I said, Dad, you know when you do that, when you say that, what it'll be. This woman said her brakes were squealing a little and wanted them checked. Well, Dad all day said, oh, because we were busy. Dad said, we'll put it off. We'll probably just check them, you know, and there's going to be nothing wrong with them anyway. It's just dust on them. We're not going to have to do anything anyway. Well, didn't even pull this thing up there until 4 o'clock. Has the locking lug nuts on this thing, one per wheel. I know some of you guys that have FUBA stuff, you know what those are. Anyway, guys, we couldn't find the key. I don't know what happened. We put tires on this thing not too long ago, and now we took the key out of it and used it, but now we put it right back. I remember putting it back in the center console. This time it's gone. Somebody else has evidently worked on this thing or something. So we looked through the wheels, said, well, we still may not have to put brakes on it. Looked through the wheels, of course, the front ones wore slap out, pretty much into the metal. Them getting ready to go on a trip across the state with grandkids. So, long story short, guys, I said, well, we got to get these off. Well, I mean, we looked, and they carry 3 grandchildren in this vehicle. And, of course, with 3 grandkids, guys, that's probably, the thing could have been in there somewhere, but it's just there's so much junk in that vehicle. There's no way that you could find it. We looked the places that it should be in, but anyway, what I'm trying to get at, guys, I had to take a torch and cut those locks. Luckily, those locks, you know, are steel, and cut those off with a torch, and it's got aluminum wheels on it, so you know your torch don't hurt the aluminum. You know, you still got to kind of be careful, but anyway, guys, I had to take a torch and cut those lock and lug nuts and wheel studs and everything. I had to cut it plumb off. Took me probably an hour to cut 2 of them off. We just did the front 2. And then had to get it apart and do the brake job. Anyway, guys, it liked to whoop me. We were 6 o'clock leaving the shop. We were 6 o'clock leaving the shop. So, anyway, we got it done, though, but I was black. My face was black, and, I looked horrible, but I like working like that when we can. So, anyway, just kind of telling you a little bit of story there on my day. Guys, you all that don't, and I'm going to try to make this quick, because, again, you know, it's done too late to make the video quick. I'm going to make this story quick. For people that don't believe in demonic possession, guys, and demonic oppression, I was told a story today by my cousin. Yeah, it's my dad's sister's daughter. It's my cousin. She's older. She's almost as old as my dad is. Well, maybe not hardly as old as Dad, but anyway, she was talking today about there was a demon tried to attack her. Well, did attack her the other day. She said she was laying there on her bed, and she said, you know, most people will tell you you were asleep, you were dreaming. She said, I wasn't asleep, I wasn't dreaming. And guys, I've had similar things happen to me. I'm not going to get into that tonight. She said, I was just laying there, and all of a sudden, she said, it was like somebody put their hand up over my mouth and my nose, she said. And I started squirming, she said, and turned around, and she said, then I felt a hand on the back of my head pushing me down into the mattress. She said, it was trying to smother me out, trying to take me out. And she said, when I got in a certain position there, she said, I could look, you know, sideways, just, you know, going, who is this? What's going on? And she said, all I could see there was a dark, like a shadow, like a dark figure there, just a shadow. The outline, she said, like the outline of a person, but there was actually nobody there. You know, she said, you know, you could see it, You could see this, you could see it, but then you couldn't see it. You know, kind of, you know what I'm trying to say. The outline of the person was there, but there was just no body there. Anyway, she said it just kept doing that, and she said I got to thinking, well, this is it. I'm gonna die right here. And she said I couldn't see you scream or anything. She said all I could think to do, I finally thought, and she said I this thought in my mind, help me Jesus. And she said as soon as I even thought that thought, help me Jesus, she said poof, it disappeared. So she was telling me about that today. We was talking about the devil oppressing the young generation and the kids, and the demons going around just tearing everybody all to pieces. Talking to them, and she told me that story, and I hadn't heard it, but I hadn't heard it before. But anyway, guys,
That stuff's real. So don't get dragged into it. I could tell you a story. The pastor that died that I took his place. And this is just real quick. He was once when he was younger. He was at a house with some people, with some kids, and I think they was older kids. They was a little bit older. They wasn't like little small kids. Anyway, they drug out a Ouija board. He said, and they started messing with that thing. And he used to tell the story. He said, "Now I'm not lying to you." He said, I wouldn't lie to you for it." He said they started fooling with that Ouija board and asking these questions. And he said as soon as they started fooling with that thing, he said doors, the screen doors, there was a front screen door, had a front screen door and a back door. He said as soon as they started asking these questions, he said the doors just started like you see in a movie. He said just started wham, 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 opening and shutting. He said needless to say, he said within about 2 seconds I was out of that house. He said I run out the yard and left. It was somebody around there where he lived, and he run home. But anyway, guys, that stuff's real. That stuff's real. It ain't nothing to mess with. If you know anybody that's trying to mess in that stuff, that's all these people search, these ghost hunters and stuff. They don't have a clue what they're doing. They don't have a clue what they're doing. Yep, the ghosts are real. They are. But the thing they don't understand, ghosts are not the spirits of dead people that were on this earth. They're demons. Every ghost that you run into is a demon. They don't understand what they're dealing with. They open themselves up to that stuff. So anyway, guys, I know I've kind of did a mini preaching job already, but 1 Corinthians 9:22, here we go. To the weak became I as weak, that I might gain the weak. I am made all things to all men, that I might by all means save some. And this I do for the gospel's sake, that I might be partaker thereof with you. Know ye not that they which run in a race run all, but one receiveth the prize? So run that ye may obtain. So what we got to do, guys, we got to run that race, and we got to try to finish the best we can. We're doing it for a reason. It's not for naught. And every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible. He's saying, when you race and search for things on this earth, no matter what you're striving for, guys, if it's money, money's not going to last. It's going to rot away. Power, it's going to leave you, Material possessions, houses, land, anything, everything, guys, is corruptible. It's all going to rot away. Sooner or later, it's going to be null and void. But Paul's saying what we got to search for is an incorruptible crown. And that's the crown, that's the reward we're going to have, that we're going to get from God when we get the race run. I therefore so run, not as uncertainly, so fight I, not as one that beateth the air. But I keep under my body and bring it into subjection, lest that by any means, when I have preached to others, I myself should be a castaway. Moreover, brethren, guys, we're going into chapter 10 here. Moreover, brethren, I would not that ye should be ignorant, how that all our fathers were under the cloud and all passed through the sea, and were all baptized unto Moses in the cloud and in the sea, and did all eat the same spiritual meat, and did all drink the same spiritual drink. For they drank of the spiritual rock that followed them, and that rock was Christ. But with many of them God was not well pleased, for they were overthrown in the wilderness. Of course, he's talking about back their forefathers, the children of Israel, back when they were in their wilderness. He's saying, they all got their source of power and everything they had from the Lord.
But he's saying even with that, the Lord was not pleased with some of them because they weren't grateful. Guys, and you know me, you guys have had to get on to me for it. I'm as bad for anybody as for not realizing what the Lord's done for me and how good I do have it. Guys, but that's one thing that's the reason I try to preach on that some, because I know I'm guilty of it, and a lot of people are too. We've got to be grateful. We've got to realize what the Lord's give us, what the Lord's doing. Look at the children of Israel. He brought them out of bondage. He brought them, look what he did. He brought them through the Red Sea. They had seen every day, when they needed something, when they needed food, what did the Lord do? He fed them. When they needed water, what did he do? He gave them, he gave them something. Everything they needed, every time, he would give them. He would tell Moses what to do. Moses would do it. Bam. They would get it. But what did they do, guys? They started complaining. What did they do? Because Moses has been gone and we don't have anything to worship God, let's build us a false idol. Let's build us a golden calf and worship it. Guys, they were going this far on a map, and it took them 40 years, and they still never made it. Only a few of them did. Well, the original ones, some of the little kids ended up making it. But and even Moses himself, even though what he done for the Lord, what he do? He got mad. He got prideful, because the Lord was telling him what to do, and he got prideful, like he was the one supplying the water and not God. And what did he do? He struck the rock. He struck the rock when God had not told him to strike the rock. He struck the rock out of anger and out of pride. And God said, Moses, I love you basically. You're still saved. You're going to make it to paradise. You're going to make it to heaven. But because of what you've done, I'm going to take you up. He took him up to the top of the mountain and let him see the promised land. He said, but you're not going to set foot in it. So that's what we got to do, guys. We got to not complain. We got to do the best we can. And I know that's hard. And maybe that's the reason I preach this. I'm preaching to myself. But anyway, guys, we got to try. We got to do everything we can. Heard a Christian comedian say at this scene, and it really touched me. I'm glad I listened to him. My K-Love was out, and I listened to him while I was painting that thing. He was talking about that. He said, guys, he said, we got to have faith. We got to pray for stuff. He said, and he even mentioned like growing the church. He said, when you praying for having your church grow, he said, you got to pray for it, and you got to have faith. He said, but you also got to get out there and work it. And that's what he said on the other hand. He said, but on the other hand, I'll go ahead and tell you, as we know, works without faith is dead. He said, you get out here and work your brains out. If you're not praying and you don't have the faith God's going to do it, he's not going to do it either. We've got to have both. We've got to work for what God wants us to do. We've got to work it, and we've got to pray and have faith. Guys, I love you all. Thank you for being here. We'll continue tomorrow night, looks like, in about verse 6. Like I said, guys, thank you all. Anybody got any suggestions on these glasses, what to clean them with, let me know. I try to get that clear coat or whatever that is on them off. I would appreciate that. Normal stuff, guys. Keep praying for us. Keep praying for our that we sell our camper and truck and all that we need to sell. And thank you all. Love you all. Good Lord willing, guys, I'll be back here tomorrow night. Until I see you again. Good night. God bless.